Welcome back to ISC Square Certified Cybersecurity. We're thrilled to have you join us once again for another exciting set of questions of our ISC Square Certified Cybersecurity journey. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated with all the upcoming episodes, and as always, share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Your engagement and enthusiasm fuel our passion to create more content for you. Thank you for your incredible support. And without further ado, let's jump right into the questions. Question number 1. Out of the following options, what constitutes to something you are and something you have? Option A, smart card and email address. Option B, security questions and PIN. Option C, iris and mobile phone. Option D, username and password. The correct answer is Option C, iris and mobile phone. In user authentication, factors falling under the category of something you are refer to biometric characteristics such as fingerprint, iris scan, facial recognition, or voice recognition. These factors rely on unique physical or behavioral attributes of an individual. Factors falling under the category of something you have include possession-based items such as a mobile phone or smart card used for authentication. These factors require the physical possession of a device or token associated with the user. Option A, smart card and email address, is incorrect. While a smart card falls under the category of something you have, an email address falls under the category of something you know, since it is an identifier associated with the user and requires knowledge for access. Option B, security questions and PIN, is incorrect. Security questions and PIN fall under the category of something you know, since they also require knowledge-based information. Option D, username and password, is incorrect. Username and password fall under the category of something you know, since they require knowledge rather than physical characteristics or possession. Question number 2. How do you describe non-repudiation? Option A, it ensures that people are held responsible for transactions they conducted. Option B, it ensures that people are not held responsible for transactions they did not conduct. Option C, it ensures that transactions are not conducted online. Option D, it ensures that transactions are conducted offline. The correct answer is Option A. It ensures that people are held responsible for transactions they conducted. Non-repudiation ensures that the user cannot deny any transaction that he or she carried out. Question number 3. Why do companies adhere to risk management framework? Option A, to develop technical specifications for security controls. Option B, to enforce disciplinary actions for security violations. Option C, to establish risk assessment methodologies. Option D, to identify, assess, and manage risks to organizational assets. The correct option is Option D, to identify, assess, and manage risks to organizational assets. A risk management framework provides a structured approach to identifying, assessing, and managing risks to organizational assets, including information systems, data, personnel, and physical infrastructure. Question number 4. How do you describe a security baseline as? Option A, minimum set of security requirements for a system. Option B, recommended security practice. Option C, measurement of security effectiveness when a control is first implemented. Option D, measurement used to determine trends in security activity. The correct answer is Option A, minimum set of security requirements for a system. A baseline is a special type of security standard that specifies the minimum security controls or requirements for a system. Option B, recommended security practice, refers to a guideline and is incorrect. Option C is incorrect, because this more accurately describes a configuration baseline established in a CMDB, but does not indicate whether requirements have been met. Option D, measurement used to determine trends in security activity, is incorrect. A benchmark, not a baseline, is a value used in metrics against which to measure variations in performance. Question number 5. Lisa uses a software-based token that changes its code every minute. What type of token is this? Option A, synchronous token. Option B, static token. Option C, smart card. Option D, asynchronous token. The correct option is Option A, synchronous. Synchronous tokens are time-synchronized to an authentication server for the purpose of creating a one-time password. The token and the server each have independent clocks that must be synchronized to the same time base. Static tokens are physical devices that can contain credentials and include smart cards and memory cards. A smart card is a plastic card that contains a microprocessor and a memory chip or just a memory chip. The microprocessor card has the ability to add, delete, and manipulate information on the card. A memory chip card, such as a phone card, can only add information. Asynchronous tokens are also called challenge or response tokens. They do not need event counters or internal clocks to operate. Instead, the authentication process sends a challenge or short string of letters or numbers, which the user must enter into the token to generate a response. Question number 6. What is Principle of General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR? Option A, transparency. Option B, data minimization. Option C, accountability. Option D, accuracy. Option E, all of the above. The correct answer is Option E, all of the above. The principle of transparency requires that any information addressed to the public or to the data subject be concise, easily accessible, and easy to understand, and that clear and plain language and, additionally, where appropriate, visualization be used. The principle of data minimization means that a data controller should limit the collection of personal information to what is directly relevant and necessary to accomplish a specified purpose. The accountability principle requires you to take responsibility for what you do with personal data and how you comply with the other principles. The accuracy principle requires that data should be corrected, modified, and updated as and when necessary, and inaccurate data that is no longer needed must be securely erased. Question number 7. Which type of cloud computing service offers essential compute, storage, and networking resources on demand on a pay-as-you-go basis? Option A, Software as a Service, SaaS. Option B, Platform as a Service, PaaS. Option C, Function as a Service, FaaS. Option D, Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS. The correct answer is Option D, Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS. Infrastructure as a Service provides the capability to provision processing, storage, networks, and other fundamental computing resources. Both software as a service and function as a service models abstract away from underlying computing infrastructure, thereby allowing providers to focus on providing end users with applications, rather than worrying about how their underlying infrastructure functions. Platform as a Service enables the provisioning of applications, programming libraries, services, and tools that the provider supports. Unlike infrastructure as a service, consumers do not control their underlying cloud infrastructure. Question number 8. The IT department at Neta Corp is currently involved in the task of identifying potential threats, evaluating their potential impact, and devising strategies for responding to these threats. What specific activity is the IT team undertaking? Option A, Incident Response. Option B, Risk Management. Option C, Compliance Management. Option D, Asset Management. The correct answer is Option B, Risk Management. Risk management involves identifying an unexpected, adverse business outcome when a specific threat or malicious actor exploits an information system vulnerability. It could range from human error and equipment failure to cyber attacks and natural disasters. Option A is incorrect. Incident response is the process used to prepare for, detect, contain, and recover from a data breach. Option C is incorrect. Compliance management is the ongoing process of monitoring and assessing systems to ensure they comply with industry and security standards, as well as corporate and regulatory policies and requirements. Option D is incorrect. Asset management is the process of ensuring an organization's assets are accounted for, deployed, maintained, upgraded, and disposed of when the time comes. Question number 9. Which risk mitigation approach entails risk avoidance achieved by removing the related activities or assets? Option A, risk mitigation. Option B, risk transfer. Option C, risk acceptance. Option D, risk avoidance. The correct answer is Option D, risk avoidance. Risk avoidance is the elimination of hazards, activities and exposures that can negatively affect an organization and its assets. Question number 10. What is the term employed to characterize a form of malware that can autonomously spread and infect numerous systems within a network without requiring human intervention? Option A, worm. Option B, virus. Option C, adware. Option D, spyware. The correct answer is Option A, worm. A worm is a type of malware or malicious software that can replicate rapidly and spread across devices within a network. As it spreads, a worm consumes bandwidth, overloading infected systems and making them unreliable or unavailable. Question number 11. An organization aims to guarantee that an internet-transmitted message remains unreadable even if it is intercepted. What approach should they employ? Option A, authentication. Option B, authorization. Option C, encryption. Option D, tokenization. The correct answer is Option C, encryption. Encryption is used to protect data from being stolen, changed, or compromised and works by scrambling data into a secret code that can only be unlocked with a unique digital key. This process ensures that even if a message is intercepted during transmission, it can't be read. Option A, authentication is incorrect. Authentication is the process of validating the identity of a registered user or process before enabling access to protected networks and systems. Option B, authorization is incorrect. Authorization is the process of giving someone permission to do or have something. It doesn't make data unreadable. Option D, tokenization is incorrect. Tokenization involves swapping sensitive data for a token that must then be presented in order to retrieve the data. While it is a form of data protection, it doesn't prevent intercepted data from being read, as it doesn't change the format of the data to be unreadable. Question number 12. What category of health information is mandated to be safeguarded by the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act? Option A, PII. Option B, SHI. Option C, HPHI. Option D, PHI. The correct answer is Option D, PHI. Protected health information, or PHI, is any information in the medical record or designated record set that can be used to identify an individual, and that was created, used, or disclosed in the course of providing a healthcare service, such as diagnosis or treatment. PHI must be protected by HIPAA. Personally identifiable information, or PII, that directly identifies an individual, example name, address, social security number or other identifying number or code, telephone number, email address, etc., or by which an agency intends to identify specific individuals, in conjunction with other data elements, that is indirect identification. That include a combination of gender, race, birth date, geographic indicator, and other descriptors. HIPAA needs not to protect PII. Question number 13. The purpose of logging and monitoring systems is Option A, identifying inefficient performing systems, detecting compromises, and providing a record of how systems are used. Option B, identifying inefficient performing systems, preventing compromises, and providing a record of how systems are used. Option C, identifying efficient performing systems, labeling compromises, and providing a record of how systems are used. Option D, identifying efficient performing systems, detecting compromises, and providing a record of how systems are used. The correct answer is Option A. Logging and monitoring systems are characterized as being essential to identifying inefficient performing systems, detecting compromises, and providing a record of how systems are used. Question number 14. Sensitivity of an information is measure of. Option A, the degree of importance attributed by its owner, or the intended representation of its urgency. Option B, the level of safeguarding and promptness designated to information by its owner, or the intention of indicating its requirement for urgency. Option C, the priority and security attributed to information by its owner. Option D, the significance designated to information by its owner, or the intention of indicating its requirement for safeguarding. The correct answer is Option D. Sensitivity is additionally described as the metric for the value attributed to information by its owner, or the objective of indicating its necessity for safeguarding. Refer ISC Square Study Guide, Module 1, CIA Deep Dive. Question number 15. In which of the following cloud models, customers have less responsibility over the infrastructure, and vendor is responsible for securing the application and the supporting infrastructure? Option A, Software as a Service, SaaS. Option B, Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS. Option C, Platform as a Service, PaaS. Option D, Function as a Service, FaaS. The correct answer is Option A, Software as a Service. In the context of software as a service, users have the capability to manage application configuration, settings specific to their accounts, but they do not have control over the underlying application logic or infrastructure. In function as a service paradigm, cloud users deploy specific application functionalities, often in the form of microservices. They are billed solely based on the execution of these functionalities. In the context of platform as a service, the cloud client relinquishes management and control of the foundational cloud infrastructure, comprising networks, servers, operating systems, and storage. However, they retain authority over the applications and libraries they deploy. In the infrastructure as a service paradigm, customers are furnished with essential computational resources, including processing power, storage, and networking. This empowers consumers to deploy and execute diverse software applications while retaining the flexibility to select their preferred operating system. Customers are responsible to secure the application that they deploy. Question number 16. Which OSI model layer is tasked with the responsibility of routing and transmitting data packets between distinct networks? Option A, Application Layer. Option B, Transport Layer. Option C, Data Link Layer. Option D, Network Layer. The correct answer is Option D, Network Layer. The primary function of the network layer is to enable different networks to be interconnected. It does this by forwarding packets to network routers, which rely on algorithms to determine the best paths for the data to travel. Question number 17. Organizations conduct business impact analysis, BIA, to Option A, evaluate the costs and benefits of different security measures. Option B, assess the impact of a potential security breach. Option C, determine the likelihood of a disaster occurring. Option D, identify the critical functions and processes of an organization. The correct answer is Option D. The objectives of a BIA are to determine the criticality of individual business functions in the organization, and determine the impact of a disruption on CBFs, and determine the tolerable limits of failure or loss of each CBF. The key purpose of business impact analysis is to help an organization determine the potential effects of an interruption to critical business operations due to any negative event. Question number 17. Organizations conduct business impact analysis, BIA, to Option A. Evaluate the costs and benefits of different security measures. Option B. Assess the impact of a potential security breach. Option C. Determine the likelihood of a disaster occurring. Option D. Identify the critical functions and processes of an organization. The correct answer is Option D. The objectives of a BIA are to determine the criticality of individual business functions in the organization, and determine the impact of a disruption on CBFs, and determine the tolerable limits of failure or loss of each CBF. The key purpose of business impact analysis is to help an organization determine the potential effects of an interruption to critical business operations due to any negative event. Question number 18. What is the widely accepted approach for implementing authentication methods? Option A. Implementing all three types together. Option B. Implementing two of the three techniques. Option C. Need not to bother about authentication methods. Option D. Implementing one of the three types. The correct answer is Option B. Implementing two of the three techniques. Question number 19. Among the provided options, which area of traffic filtering is the focus of an application firewall? Option A. Domain name. Option B. Protocol and port. Option C. Source or destination IP address. Option D. Traffic content. The correct answer is Option D. Traffic content. An application firewall is a type of firewall that governs traffic to, from, or by an application or service. Application firewalls, or application layer firewalls, use a series of configured policies to determine whether to block or allow communications to or from an app. Question number 20. In terms of availability, what must the security professional ensure? Option A. The data must be inaccessible by all users. Option B. The critical systems are available at appropriate levels. Option C. Authorized users cannot access data. Option D. The unavailability of critical systems for all the users. The correct answer is Option B. The critical systems are available at appropriate levels. Ensuring the availability of a critical system is vital for the seamless operation of an organization. There exist several methods to guarantee availability, including redundancy, hot and warm sites, and more. Thank you so much for tuning into Certification Terminal channel. We hope you enjoyed the content as much as we enjoyed creating it for you. If you found this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to hit that like button below. Your support means the world to us and helps our channel grow. Remember to share this video with anyone who might benefit from it. Together, we can spread the knowledge and wisdom. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment down below. Let us know your opinions, suggestions, or even just say hello. We read every comment and appreciate your engagement. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our latest videos and exciting updates. Once again, thank you for being a part of our community. Keep learning, keep exploring, and until next time, take care.